my favorite scale figure this week. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 20th to 25th of July 2025. Well, last week was relatively quiet and peaceful. This week, we have too much stuff to cover. Wow. I think they were rushing things out before Lunar New Year, which falls on next week, by the way. A lot of Chinese companies, factories, and so on, they will be closing down for the holidays. So this might be why. It is insane this week. I'm personally the most excited about the two new Nikke scale figures for this week. And then one more important announcement. I have already launched a Discord server for X-Kurogane Studio. Feel free to join. Anyone can join. For now, for the time being, it is a public server. And you can post edgy figures over there as long as you post it in the correct channels. So link in the description below. Feel free to join the server. And I'm also posting figure news fix over there in an admin only section. So you can always check out new figures that go on pre-order daily. Yeah, you don't have to wait until my end of the week video. Can check out in advance. Back to today's topic. Moving on to licensed figures, HLJ. Okay, I've selected the scale figures I want to cover. And we go from biggest scale to smallest scale. That's usually how I do it. Technically, 2x1 scale is the biggest this week, even though this is probably the size of a 1x7 scale figure. Okay, Kotobukiya 2x1 scale Asura Aoi Eye from Megami device. Yeah, 26k is kind of expensive for what is just a swimsuit figure, right? By Kotobukiya, but probably licensing cost, I think. Yeah, I really like the character design over here. For a bikini figure, for a swimsuit figure, this is really colorful. This is striking. And boy, the sculpt around her waist region is, chef's kiss. I love it. Oppa is just the right size as well. Yes, this is for Megami device fans. I actually liked the concept behind this Megami device thing. It is like Mecha Musume, you know. I like science fiction. I like mecha mixed with pretty characters in general. So it is my kind of thing, just that I have other priorities. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1x4 scale premium Masterline Saint Seiya Pegasus Seiya. Final bronze cloth by Brahman Studio. Almost 180,000 yen July release. That would be next year, right? Yep, next year, 2026. Okay, wow. That hose is LED. It looks like it is glowing to me. I think it is LED. Okay, Saint Seiya has a very loyal following, a loyal fan base, a hardcore fan base from what I know. Yeah, the action figures by at 1x12 scale, was it Revoltech? I'm not too sure. They were very popular, has always been. And this is for the richest 1% of the community, yeah, of the fan base. Worth it for people who like the, like this, what they call that, franchise, yeah. I'm actually more attracted to the horse, the Pegasus, over everything else because, you know, I have always wanted a big figure of a griffin for Astolfo from FGO. Yeah, and the only way I can get one is to 3D print it myself. Not easy, right? Something so big is not easy to 3D print. One mistake, you waste the whole print. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, 1x4 scale Mikan Sumiki Bunny version from Danganronpa 2 at 1x4 by Free Ink 36k August release this year. This has to be one of the lowest effort 1x4 scale bunny figures yet so far this year, though we are only 3 weeks in. Man, this is like Free Ink was randomly choosing a pose in the bunny suit, and then they decided to go with this pose, and then they just stick Mikan's head on it. Like it. This is terrible, man. I mean, the figure itself looks fine, right? But this looks terrible for a 36,000 yen figure. That's what I'm saying. Despite the skill, this feels low effort, looks low in detail, and Danganronpa fans deserve better justice. Like nowadays, we don't see many scale figures from this game anymore. Yeah, we have Kirigiri Kyoko getting re-released, but seriously, not very hot nowadays, I think. I don't see many people talking about this game. Yeah, even though I do like some of the character designs. Moving on to the next one here, 1x4 scale Elf Nurse Bennett by Figmon, a Chinese figure brand, very new. 12,000 yen only, August release this year. A no-brainer, isn't it? Who doesn't like hot dark elves, right? And this kind of glossy leather suit, oh, that makes it even better. Yes, this is a no-brainer. Pre-order it. For me, maybe I'll grab one after release, though I'm not sure how am I going to review it on YouTube with those big melons hanging like that. I still feel like doing it though. Yeah. I don't feel the urgency to pre-order it early myself, but if you want your stuff early or you want to be certain, a guarantee that you'll get your hands on one, then pre-ordering it might not be a bad idea. Because from what I've noticed, some low-budget scale figures from Chinese brands that go on pre-order in Japanese websites, they actually do sell out, and then the value goes up a bit in the pre-owned section, pre-owned section. So it was kind of crazy because the very same figures are actually easy to find in Taobao. They are widely available. But over in Japan, not really the case, which is weird. Like, if you guys knew that the figure is going to sell because of how cheap it is, stock in more, right? Bring in more stock. Why? Anyways, yeah, grab it. This is nice. Moving on to the next one, what do we have? 1x5 scale Reno Akabane, another low budget scale figure from a Chinese brand, Smelt Works. First time I'm seeing this name. This is probably their very first ever figure. Okay, a beautiful girl sleeping who is usually unnoticeable. I'm not sure how those big melons are unnoticeable. I'm not sure how, but this one feels like the only selling point is the size of the figure. Yeah. Even for someone like me who is very interested in reviewing cheap figures because they are so cheap to begin with, why not check out these new brands and see what their products are like? This figure feels a little bit generic to me. Just a pretty JK perhaps in a laundry, right? 1x5 is okay. It is still big. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, this is just a quick mention. So this week, HLJ has listed these Ghostblade figures already. 16,600, 11,600 yen. Okay, yes, Aeolian as well as Yulia, which I've already covered. Both of which I have already covered last week, so I won't repeat things again. Moving on to the next one. Now we are in 1x6 scale territory. Let's take a look at edgy figures first. The first one here by Uni-like, which is also the first time I'm seeing this name. Never seen it before. Is it Chinese or Japanese? I don't know yet. I need to find out, right? 23,000 yen for a 1x6 scale is very affordable actually, given that this is kind of customable. So this might be a Chinese brand given how affordable it is. Just because it is Chinese, it does not mean it will be 8,000 or 10,000 yen, right? There are Chinese brands out there selling 30, 40,000 yen figures. Yeah, like Lovely or Party Look, for example. Okay, this Petronial character, very familiar. I think there was already a scale figure of her. And if you want that version, good luck looking for her at a normal price. Her value started going up even before she came out. Even before she was released, it was like 26 or 28,000 yen or so at 1x6 scale, very tall figure. I think it was by Vibrasta, if I'm not mistaken. And by today, a pre-owned one can go for 40,000 yen. Yes, and that Petronio figure is amazing. I've seen the pictures. That is cool. The only reason why I don't have one is, as usual, I can't afford everything that I want. I wanted that figure badly actually. This one, it feels like this is not as good looking in comparison. Not because the brand is bad or anything. I don't know anything about the brand yet, but just the pose, right? The pose and the way how the figure is sculpted, it feels a little bit inferior, but this is your only choice now if you don't want to pay aftermarket prices for the Vibrasta version. I think it should be Vibrasta, yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one here. This is one of my favorite edgy figures this week. I really want it. And Charm is one of the top tier edgy figure brands out there. Like, they can sit side by side with native. I think they have ties with native, if I'm not mistaken. Ayasa Watanabe binding version. Okay, almost 28,000 yen, worth it. Know why? Because this figure is completely customable. Most likely you're getting almost 2 entire figures because, I mean, with all those ropes tying her up, how do you separate the parts and then remove the clothes and then put it back on? No, this has to be an entire torso for you to swap out. So this is actually great value, right? Not theoretically, for a country like mine, which bans edgy figures for being adult content, we are not supposed to import adult content. There is a loophole in our law where figures that are Hadaka straight out of the box, yes, you cannot import that. If the customs find out, they will confiscate it. But it does not apply to cast offable figures, which is to say, if the figure appears fully clothed on the outside but you can remove all of the clothes, it is allowed. Because of a technicality in the law where if you ban cast-offable figures, going by that logic, you cannot import Barbie dolls or BJD dolls as well because you can undress those dolls, right? You can't even import mannequins. Yeah, the one they used to display clothes in a shopping mall in a retail store. So if it is clothed on the outside but you can remove it, that is a pass. So if I go by that loophole, I can actually import this thing from Japan. Yeah. Just that I might have to, I mean, if I were unlucky enough to end up in a confrontation with the customs officers, I would point to that rule. But that is what I heard from my friends over in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, they have gotten customable figures in, no problems. Sometimes luck does play a factor in how easily you are able to get it in, but yeah, I have to think about this one. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Okay, this is a figure that I would recommend you guys to get in Army, not HLJ, because Army has the exclusive version for the, for this extra faceplate over here where she is licking her lips. Yeah, this is incredible. I love this faceplate. So this thing has 2 little clothes on that I had to cover her up. I don't have a choice over here. And finally, Vertex has realized that their Elf Village series of original characters are printing cash. 24,000 yen is kind of pricey for a 1/6 scale that does not have much clothes on, which is to say the figure is simpler to make and paint. But Vertex is like S-tier figure company. Yes, S-tier. They stand side by side with Alter, with Native, so you can't go wrong with this, right? So we have this, what's her name? Cecile. Okay, Cecile for 24k, and then we have, Kokoro for the same price as well. As usual, extra faceplate for the Army exclusive variant on this one. Moving on to the next one here. Alright, Limland, a relatively new Chinese figure brand, has a new figure of Eevee, which is a very famous art by Gurudo. Right? There has been like at least 2 or 3 scale figures of her so far, some on pre-order. At least one already released, and that one is like super rare now. Not to say rare, but very expensive in the aftermarket. You're looking at 35 to 40,000 yen minimum. Yes. So if you like the character, pre-order it. And this version by Limland is not customable, which is why this is only 23,000 yen. Okay, why is it not customable when there is another brand, I think Pink Charm, right? Or is it Charm, that made a cast-off versions of her that cost 40k today? This is from what I heard from other people in the community. They said that Gurudo, the artist herself, I don't know her gender, unfortunately. The artist itself requested the company to not make a cast-off version, not to loot this specific figure. Yeah, a request from the artist, so they had to respect it. Why now? I have no idea why. Because there is already a brand who had stripped her, right? So why now? Why now they have to keep things safe? I'm not sure. There is a possibility that Limland, being a Chinese figure brand, they also don't want to get into trouble with the authorities over in China, so they decided not to loot this figure, which is still weird to me because they have existing figures on pre-order, which are 18 plus figures, so I'm not sure what is going on over here. All I heard is that the artist requested it, so that I'm going to take it at face value for the time being. Okay, yes, if you like her, still pre-order it, right? Her value is going to hold up or even go up after release. Moving up next. Alright, Freeing has taken the very same Momobilia Develop figure they have made 1x4 skills of in the past, downsized it to 1x6 skill, and you can have her for only 20,000 yen. This is very reasonable, coming from Freeing for once. 20k is fine. Last week, Yami was 1x6 at 22k, right? 2,000 yen more expensive, presumably because of her longer hair. So this is less material, a bit cheaper. I used to own the 1x4 stocking version. I think her bunny suit was pink, not black. But anyways, this is not a bad buy if you like bunny girls and you don't want 1x4 skills. Alright, moving on to the next one. 1x6 skill Lily Nan and Emilina's illustration by Chao Bi. Okay, almost 39,000 yen by Ascendia, Chinese figure brand. A very new brand as well. They have like 5 figures, 7 figures by now, including the ones on pre-order. January 2026 release. You know what? I saw a promo picture of this figure over here, like two nurses with this boy over here, this Shota over here facing them, looking really shite, and that photography work was really nice. And that single photograph alone made me want this set of 3 figures over here, because I was thinking of doing the same thing with photography on these 3 figures, but I'm going to use like better props, more details, things like that, and refine the lighting even further. That was what I was thinking, but I have never dropped 40,000 yen on original art figures before. That would be a first for me if I proceed to do it. And we have that, that charm tied up figure earlier. That was also really tempting. And then now we have this. I'm not too worried about Ascendia not being a well-known brand by now or being very new. Chinese brands, they are quite okay most of the time. The problem is obviously wallet, right? Money. And let's not forget that Wonder Festival winter is not too far away. It is in February, yes. And things are already looking pretty dire for my wallet even before OneFest even begins. Yes, highly recommended still. That's what I would say for these trio figures over here. You can get the Nun figure separately for 18,700 yen, but you're only getting the Nun figure alone. You're not getting that Shota boy over there. What is the point? I'm sure that some church will disagree with you given how they love their small boys over there. Yeah, I'm referring to all of the scandals happening over in some churches in other countries. That's my kind of humor, by the way. Moving on to the next one. This figure was incredibly popular on my Facebook page when I posted it. I'm not sure why. Maybe, yeah, people loved the origin of this character. Manga, VN, I have no idea. Or they just love the artist. To me, on the surface, this feels like a generic made edgy figure where you can remove her clothes. So I'm not sure what is going on over here. I've even made some affiliate sales on this figure already. So it has to be those wet stains on the floor, right? I know a lot of you love it wet. Who prefers it dry? I love it wet too. So I agree with you over there. 1x6 scale Widow Yuki Onna Yukino Mifuyo made version. Okay, this is the limited edition coming with the wall scroll for almost 24,000 yen by Pink Mango, edgy figure brand by the way. Yeah, great price considering that this is cast offable partially. Yes, you can expose her melons and her secret garden down there. There are swappable parts in the box. So yeah, go for it if you like her. This is very popular somehow. Okay, and then there is the standard version for 21,500 yen. If I were to get this figure, I think this is what I would settle for because, yeah, I don't collect wall scrolls in general. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, we have 1x6 scale Blue Archive. Hinata swimsuit version by Good Smile Company, 18,000 yen only, October release. If you like her, go ahead and hit the pre-order button. Simple. It is Blue Archive we are talking about, and for once we have a Blue Archive character with actually some melons on the chest instead of a flat airport runway of some kind. Okay, the colors are kind of bland once again. I noticed that a lot of these Blue Archive characters are like that in their color scheme. I'm not sure why, maybe the artist prefers it this way. I love a bit more colors. That's my preference. But anyways, you can't go wrong. This is 18,000 yen at 1/6 scale, man. Good Smile has been doing amazing work with, I wouldn't say affordable or low budget, but they have been doing amazing work with value proposition. Yep. So they give you great value. Given the scale of the figure and also considering the fact that this is a very popular game right now. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1/6 scale, Kuro Chako is having trouble choosing stockings in the fitting room. If there are any of you watching this who are women, who are females, who are girls, and you're having difficulty like this girl over here in choosing, my advice is simple. We men, we the dudes, we love high level stockings. We love Zeta Real Iki, man. Absolute territory. Yeah, unless the weather is too hot, then you want to go Barrelic for sure. Okay, this is by DK Studio, which I have never heard of. First time I'm seeing this name as well. 18,000 yen only. So I'm inclined to believe it is another Chinese brand. Yeah, with a new product. December release. It's okay. The figure looks okay, but this is not my kind of character. Yeah. To me, the face looks kind of weird. I mean, but this is just the art style, right? Man, I would love to spend a longer time discussing about the figure, but number one, the internet here is third world country internet, and number two, we have so many figures to cover this week. I don't want to talk too long about every figure over here. Okay, moving on to the next one, another original art figure, Mochi Mochi Jun, illustration by Hamu Nezuko. Oh, Magic Arts. Yeah, a Chinese figure brand that I am paying a lot of attention to because I like what they are doing. Just that, their recent newer figures that were just released, they are kind of pedestrian, they're kind of like normal, not too special, but they have new stuff on pre-order that looks incredible. So maybe in a year's time, right? So when they finally make something that I want, I will buy them. Yeah. Okay, this is a simple figure, so she's really cheap, 17,000 yen at 1/6 scale. Yeah, a bit too simple to my liking, but at the same time, very photogenic pose. She looks very casual, very relaxed. And because of how natural the pose is, they tend to look really good in photographs if you know how to set them up in a diorama. Yeah. Moving up next, 1/6 scale Avian Romance Pink Label 5 Black Swan Girl by Wave. Okay, Wave Corporation. They have been around for a very long time. They are about as old as Good Smile, I think. Yeah, at 15, 20 years even. So their QC is, in general, they are okay. Back then, they are famous for their budget figures. Yeah, Beach Queens, right? The swimsuit figures that were 1/10 scale. They no longer make those anymore. Now they include Beach Queens under pop-up parade nowadays. Nowadays, they make only scale figures, and so far, their scale figures are okay. I would rank them around B+ or so, which is very good actually. So this is also the prettiest Avian Romance scale figure I've seen to date. There were like 2 or 3 of them in the past, which I can't remember which company, but they were wearing pink colored dresses. Yeah, those were fine, right? But this is the prettiest so far. For maybe it is the dress. For reasons I'm not too sure. This is stunning, man. Wow, the dress is quite something. Yeah, 22,000 yen is not too bad, really. No, Wave Corporation, their figures in general are not very cheap. Yeah, they have scale figures going as high as 25 or 27k, and those were simple figures. Moving on to the next one, 1/6 scale again, Cheshire from Azur Lane, Magic Hat version. Okay, the interesting part about this specific version of Cheshire is that there were already third-party figures of her in this exact outfit before the genuine ones start coming out. I think Epsim Studio has one, and there was another company that I can't remember. They also made this character in this very specific outfit. So there were at least 2 third-party figures of her. As for genuine ones, now we have this Ami. Interestingly, Ami figure on HLJ, but this is by Ami. 24,000 yen at 1/6 is okay, acceptable. And Good Smile Company has also announced a figure of Cheshire in this same exact outfit, by the way. They have made an announcement. Maybe we'll see a prototype in OneFest later. So would you get this one or wait for the good smile version? I would say wait for the good smile version. Yeah. Ami's scale figures, they were okay, but they were also extremely inconsistent, right? They have decent releases in the past, but I'm not sure if you guys know what happened to their Ryza figure. Yeah, Ami's Ryza figure, I think, was released sometime last year. That was a huge disaster. So bad that they had to recall it. Yeah, they recalled all of it. And the few people who received the figure too early, it was difficult for them to return the figure, I think. Ami might have arranged for the figure to be returned or something like that. I'm not too sure. But it was so bad that that figure had to be recalled and delayed. So at least Ami took responsibility for it. But still, that gives you an idea on their quality control consistency. And for that reason alone, I would suggest waiting for the Good Smile Company version. Okay, she is actually wearing a proper outfit over there, by the way. Just that her clothes are almost skin color. That the algorithm, the AI, which isn't that intelligent, might mistake it as Hadaka, so I had to cover up the figure just to be safe. Moving on to the next one, 1x6 again. From Eden's Zero, we have Rebecca Blue Garden. Really? This looks like some fairy tale character that I know of. Was it Lucy? Looks like her, except the hair is of a different color. By Orca Toys, almost 30,000 yen at 1x6 scale. Yes. Okay, so what you need to know about Orca Toys is a figure brand. They are perfectly average. I would say B tier. Most of the figures are 1x6 scale, and they love fairy tale characters a lot. They have made so many Urza Scarlet and Lucy Heartfreelia figures, way too many to count, that, you know what, when I saw this figure earlier today before I recorded this video, I was thinking, is this another Lucy figure by Orca Toys? Okay, it is not Lucy, but still looks like her, and apparently I was right about this being an Orca Toys scale figure, so it was a bit amusing in a way. 30,000 yen is starting to feel a little bit too expensive for this one, because in the end, this is just a plain bikini figure, right? I know 1x6 is big, but it still feels expensive given the detail level on this thing. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1x6 again. We are not even in 1x7 territory yet. Talibani Aya illustration by Kaito. Now, this is a bunny girl character that I really like. Electric guitar, shiny bunny suit, and the pose over there. I think it is the face expression. There's something special about this bunny girl, which I usually scoff at whenever I see a black or white bunny suit. I like this a lot. And she's cheap. 17,000 yen. Magic Arts once again. January release 2026. 1 year wait. With Magic Arts, I mean, this is cheap enough. If you want to pre-order on HLJ, go ahead. But maybe I'll wait for her to go in stock in Taobao and think about it once again. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, now we have like 3 or 4 low budget scale figures over here at 1x6. The first one is Guitar Sister. Yeah, this illustration by Hitomio. There were at least 2 or 3 other scale figures of her out there. Both the expensive ones and also the low budget ones. Deluxe edition, 12,500 yen by Yusan. Yes, a Chinese figure brand. Very new, but they have like 4 or 5 figures by now. October release. I want it simply for the photography potential. I'm always looking at figures from the perspective of a photographer. This is photogenic. I could put her right in front of a dresser desk or something, or even in front of a cabinet with clothes inside. Yeah, I can already imagine a scene in my head. So this one has a lot of potential on how you can set her up for a nice photograph, I mean. Well, I'll wait until after release and double check again. I need to bookmark, man. So many figures I need to bookmark in myfigurecollection.net. Okay, moving on to the next budget figure. We have Barney Winnie at 1x6 scale by Enso Toys. Yup, Chinese brand. 11K August release. The thing about this figure is that maybe I have been ruined by Bear Panda and a couple of other Chinese brands. Who is the artist behind this character? Or is it their own original character, I mean? And if it is, I think this could be cheaper than 11,000 yen, you know? Yeah, that is what I was thinking, because Bear Panda and Animaster has already ruined me. They have 9,000 yen 1x4 scale figures, and this is a bit too simple to be asking 11,000 yen for. I'm going full cheapskate over here. Yeah, this feels like a 7,000 yen figure to me. However, the face is really nice though. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next budget figure over here. There are two versions of this figure by Fancam. Yeah, Chinese brand once again, and a very new one. I don't think I've ever seen them put anything else on pre-order before. Milk Girls Sakura Pink version, 8,700 yen, or this cow bikini version, black and white version for the same price. So what do you think? I think this black and white one looks a lot more striking, like more color contrast. That's what I think. Well, I have a cow bikini figure to unbox and review in February, and that one looks way better than this one. Which figure is it? I'm not telling you guys yet. Yeah, the figure has already arrived in my studio. Okay, yes, original art figure by a Chinese brand that I'm buying for the very first time, but I'm not revealing which figure that is yet. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, another budget figure. Konata Nurse version by Momorozo, 7,000 yen at 1x6 scale. Yeah, there, I told you. That Barney figure earlier should be 7,000 yen, not 11,000 yen. December release. Okay, Momorozo, we have some spicy drama, which I won't elaborate today. I will save it for another video, maybe this coming Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, in 2 or 3 days time. That topic alone is worthy of a separate video, and I would like to hear your opinions on this. So Momoroza, I have reviewed one single figure from them, and apparently that figure could be stolen art. Could be. We have only heard story from one side, but not the other side, so I don't want to jump to conclusions. Anyways, more details in my next video upload. So getting back to this figure over here, I don't want to go off track. Well, not feeling it. Personally, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, nice nurse figure with some fan service, but that is about it. But being an original character that is low budget, I know that I shouldn't be expecting too much, right? In the end, I think I will only make very impulsive, immediate decisions on the spot. Like when I see the item in stock, do I just grab it and sell it later after reviewing it, right? Or make an impulsive decision later on. I don't see myself pre-ordering this one early. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh, okay, this is one of the better original art low budget figures this week. 1x6 scale Dong Tan by Enso Toys as well. Same brand as that bunny girl figure earlier. Okay, there's something really hot about this MILF over here. Probably it is the waist sculpt again. I am a waist enthusiast, you see. And the waist sculpt is probably the best part about this figure, because that is also where you see most of the shading around the outfit over here. Plain outfit, grey all over, but at least with some shading and weathering. And she is holding a cup of coffee. I am a coffee addict, by the way. Yeah, I love coffee. 2 or 3 cups minimum a day. So this figure really appeals to me so much. Like that MILF who is already married but would still let you NTR in a way. That is the vibe I'm getting over here, because I watched too much H stuff, I guess. Anyways, I can see myself buying this figure. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. Enso Toys again, this is a re-release, and this was a relatively popular scale figure. You can check out the pictures over in MFC. There are many user pictures of this one, and she is great. Yeah, this is a good figure, and this is one of their higher quality scale figures, right? Not their low budget ones. Bia original character Yuna cow bikini version, 22,000 yen plus. June release, which is very soon, 5 months away. I can't say I'm too surprised because of how unexpectedly popular this figure was when she came out. At the same time, this figure isn't hard to find over in Taobao. Yeah, the older release. Okay. So maybe inventory is running low, right? And people want it, so they have to re-release it. But this is a good purchase if you want to go for it. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Okay, the most expensive scale figure of the week. no contest. And there were already people talking shit about this figure the moment I posted on Facebook. Yeah, we are talking about Prisma Wing over here. They are like the king of overpricing PVC figures. I don't care what kind of special coating you apply on the figures, but there's no way this pair of Madoka figures over here, Madoka and Homura, is going to cost us 100,000 yen before any discounts. HLJ is being very generous over here. On top of not charging us Japanese GST tax, there is an additional 5,000 yen price cut over here. So if you like what you are seeing, I think HLJ is the best website to get this figure over here. But I am already seeing mixed opinions and even insults on this figure because you guys felt that the face looked a bit weird, which I do agree. I'm not sure if it is the viewing angle issue, like depending on which angle you look at the figure, the face will look funny or will look okay. Could be angle issue. I'm not too certain. And then there were also people saying Homura's face looked terrible. I think terrible is a bit of an exaggeration, but yes, I think Good Smile did it better. Both in their expensive scale figure and also the pop-up rate. I think Good Smile did it better, but not to say this is a bad looking face. It looks a little bit like not right, you know. It feels a bit not right, but at the same time, I'm not sure where it is. And I'm saying this as someone who isn't a big fan of Madoka at all, right? But some people really love this franchise, and they, obviously they were immensely disappointed by this figure. So, I mean, if you have figured out what is wrong with their faces, maybe let me know down in the comments below what is exactly wrong with it. Or maybe you just don't like the pose, right? Or you don't like the price. Anyways, let me know your opinions on this figure. Of course, I'm not going to drop money on this figure. And my opinion, the pricing for this pair of figures, I would say 65,000 yen. 65 to 70,000 yen tops. This is overpriced by by a whole 25,000 yen, 30,000 yen. Yes. This is not too different from God Madoka, right? By Good Smile that came out 10 years ago. Yeah, Godoka as you guys call it. And Aniplex has decent figures of these two characters as well. So I'm not sure what Prisma Wing is smoking over here. It must be something good. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have, okay, Mieto's AZ Full Dress. Okay, this series of military style and partially cyberpunk feeling characters that are quite anorexic. I actually like the character design a lot. And I still couldn't recommend them. Not to pre-order them early because like 80% of figures from this line over here, they bargain bin after release. I'm not too sure why. We're talking about 8 to 12,000 yen cheap. Yes. So even at 16,000 yen, very cheap at the first glance, and Mietos is a top tier Chinese figure brand, I still couldn't recommend you guys to pre-order it early. I think there was one or two rare exceptions where the value did not drop, but pretty much every other character, the values dropped a lot, by the way. And that price is not just Taobao price, by the way. Sometimes Army sale section, yeah, this figure under this product line for like 10,000 yen. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. My favorite scale figure this week. Goddess of Victory Nikke, Isabel. This is the bonus edition by Otaku Toys, Chinese figure brand. 29,500. Ouch. Okay, December release. I haven't pre-ordered yet. But this being a Chinese figure brand, what that tells me is that it is very unlikely for the figure to become rare very quickly after release. Of course, I'm talking about the Chinese figure market on Taobao, not in Japan, by the way. In Japan, I mean, if you're pre-ordering from HLJ or Ami, then you might want to pre-order it early. If you are able to get this on Taobao for any reason, because you know how to speak and write Chinese, then maybe you want to wait. However, I am an impatient person. When I see a character that I really like, that I wouldn't mind pre-ordering early. So I'm feeling a little bit conflicted over here. Okay, so right now, I am a Gundam Seed fan, in case you guys did not know. And this really reminds me of the new robots, the new mobile suit in the latest Gundam Seed movie. Yeah, Seed Freedom. That Karla, right? Kalria or Karla, the final boss, the White Knight. The wings are so similar over here, and I loved the design. So for that reason alone, this is like the Mecha Musume girl that I really like, and I'm feeling like pre-ordering it early, even though it might be a bad idea in my case over here. I want it really badly. Yeah. Okay, so you can go for the standard version. Where is it? Oh, this is the limited version. I did not open a tab on the standard version. Let's have a look. I think standard version is about, yeah, just 1,000 yen cheaper. Normally, I wouldn't bother with the merchandise, but if the difference is like 1,000 yen or 1,200 yen, maybe I'll just go all out, right? Because FOMO. Okay, moving on to the next one, the second Nikke figure over here, Rapunzel. I heard that this is quite a popular character, right? And coming from Luminous Box, this is only 22,000 yen. For a figure of this level of detail, that is great. The only problem I have with this figure is the base. Yeah, seems a little bit too low effort. Come on, make this a 24,000 yen figure, but give us a better base. Yeah, that is all I ask for, but with this figure already on pre-order, I don't think they will be making any more changes. Yeah. So should I pre-order that Isabelle earlier, or Rapunzel, or both? I know you are going to tell me to get both, right? I'm very tempted. Absolutely. Man, and this is a great price. 22k is very affordable for something of this level of detail. Moving on to the next one, Black Rock Shooter Downfall Empress. Okay, Hyuk version by Good Smile Company, 25,000 yen, January release next year, 2026. Okay, this is one of those BRS figures that felt a little bit underwhelming. I'm not too sure why. Maybe because I don't see a big cannon, a big gun over there, so I'm liking it a little bit less. Yeah, maybe that is the reason, because I love pretty girls with big weapons, man. You know what? After seeing this figure for 3 times by now, since day 1 of pre-order, my verdict is to not pre-order, because I feel like this could get discounted after release. Yeah, I feel like part of the reason being BRS, there has been so many figures of her already, so there is some competition. So I don't see her price going up because of rarity or because of a lack of choices, you know. You might want to wait out for this one. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have Bridget from Guilty Gear. This boy over here by Wave Corporation. There, I told you, Wave, their figures are not cheap. I just mentioned it earlier, like 15 minutes ago. There we go, 1x7 scale, 27,000 yen. Okay, 26,000 yen, fine. Still very expensive, right? Fortunately for Bridget, many options for this character. You just buy your favorite version. Yeah. So this is mostly down to personal preferences at this point. This is quite nice. I like this version. Just that the price of 27k... Was Amakuni's version even this expensive? I can't remember, man. Amakuni had a great figure of him as well. I mean, if the pricing is similar to Amakuni's version, I would pick the Amakuni version. Yeah. Additional faceplate, sure, but still feels expensive regardless, right? I mean, Chinese brands give us extra faceplates in low budget scale figures, so I don't consider an extra faceplate to be worth extra few thousand yen, like what Kotobukiya likes to do. Still a very nice figure. I like this version a lot. Maybe because it is photogenic once again. Moving on to the next one. Oh, a bit of everything this week except FGO, of course. Arknights Show by Mietos, 27,000 yen, August release 2025. Okay, so far, I am still very unwilling to touch Arknights because there are too many holes to fall into, man. Like, too many things to buy, in short. But not only is this ultra detailed and right up my alley as a detail enthusiast, that base over there is one of the most unique bases I've ever seen that is not a diorama base. So 27,000 yen to me is very reasonable, considering she has long hair with heavy gradients and a tail over there. Just that I'm not sure if I want to fall into that Arknights hole. Yeah. Overall, that Nikke figure earlier, Isabelle is still my top figure this week, but this is easily top 5 this week. Yeah, very nice. Moving on to the next one. Genshin Impact Eula. Finally, this figure was announced in One Fest like a year ago. We never saw any updates. Finally, she is now on pre-order by Wonderful Works, the same company that made Mona Magisters, and I reviewed it on this channel, by the way. Okay, 26,400 yen after small discount. Not bad. November release this year. Will I get it? Yes, I will. Just because I'm kind of committed to reviewing every Genshin Impact scale figure, even though I don't have any particular attachment or special love of some kind for this game. No, I just feel committed to review every scale figure from this game, as long as it is a female character, of course. And then I read comments from you guys saying that after you saw my review on Not Official from Genshin Impact by Alter, which was amazing, you don't feel like paying the same amount of money for this Eula, and I can certainly understand that sentiment, because Wonderful Works is nowhere near Alter, not even close, right? Their Mona figure was okay, like barely any faults to point out. She was fine, but at the same time, the craftsmanship level is definitely not even close to Alter or even Apex Toys. Yeah, they are a tier below that, B to B+. So this is really all down to whether you like the character itself or not. Yeah. Eula is fairly popular from what I've seen in comments online, like on MFC and elsewhere. So we will see. Moving on to the next figure over here by Meteor. Another new figure brand I've never heard of. Literally my first time over here. Okay, Echocalypse. This is like the third scale figure of her, I think. Yeah, the third one. Lilith, pure white Vow version, 28,000 yen at 1/7 scale with that huge couch over there. Fair enough. This is a very nice figure. There is a scale figure of her out already. I think it was like 31,000 yen, right? Can't remember which brand. I nominated that figure as one of the best of year 2024. And that was just several weeks ago. And now I couldn't remember which brand. Was it Any Game? I think it was Any Game. But anyways, this is not close to Any Game's version at all. The outfit design is different. This is a little bit simpler, but it doesn't mean this is a bad looking figure. This is very pretty. I love it. Yeah. We have everything this week, right? Every game got a figure or two. Moving on to the next one. Okay, my Sakurajima Starry Night version by Cyber Agent. Okay, Cyber Agent is apparently Eastream and Shibuya Scramble figure. That is what you guys told me. So thanks a lot for the info. I did not know. This certainly looks like an Eastream figure, right? They are trademark diorama style base, and they love translucent, transparent parts, which they use heavily in her dress over here. So this certainly feels like an Eastream figure just at first glance. 23,000 yen is okay. Now what's funny is that Eastream used to be that figure brand which was trying way too hard to appear premium to everyone. They were like indirectly screaming into everyone's face, we are a premium brand, by giving their figures very extravagant bases, gigantic bases, and then they ended up breaking way too easily. You know, the first few releases, Albedo, and then RAM with all those crystal parts. Yeah, those things were breaking all over the place, right? That was 3 or 4 years ago by now, and then they got a lot of hits for it. Nowadays, they have toned down a bit. They are not as shouty as in the past. They are not trying so hard to prove themselves like we are a premium brand anymore, unlike what Prisma Wing is doing. So I prefer it that way. Like, if you are confident in your products, then you don't have to do all those stupid things and increase the price of a figure for no reason, right? Okay, this is very nice, man. No, I was writing off this figure earlier, like just a plain my Sakurajima figure with a pretty dress, but then the more I look at it, the more I like it. This is also photogenic. Imagine bringing this figure out and photographing it on the beach during sunset. Oh, incredible. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Okay, Makinami Mari Illustrious Version Radio Era Part 3. So this is the third figure of her by Hobby Max. 18,500 yen, March release next year, 2026. Wow. So I have no idea what is going on at Hobby Max. A lot of the figures require 12 to 16 months of waiting. Yes, way longer than Alter, way longer than Apex Toys as well, but their figures are nowhere as detailed or as complicated, so I have no idea what is going on. Should you pre-order? The answer is no. Radio Eva series of figures, they bargain bin after release actually. Yeah. Maybe there are rare exceptions, 1 or 2 figures, very specific ones, but in general, their figures bin, so this could be 12,000 yen, 10,000 yen. Yes, I've seen that price of on Radio Eva figures over at Army sale section. And there is a black and white version as usual, which is not on HLJ weirdly, even though over in Army, that black and white version is not labeled as exclusive. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. This is random from Haruhi Suzumiya, light novel. We have Yuki Nagato by Kadokawa, 20,000 yen, December release. I still remember this Yuki Nagato figure from 10 years ago. I think she had a sweater or a coat over her flying up, and then she is trying to catch the snow. That figure was beautiful, man. I can't remember which brand was that. I like Haruhi more than Yuki Nagato. And how many of you watching this know anything about Suzumiya Haruhi? Yeah. This is once again a semi-boomer thing. If you watched anime from the year 2000s, 2006 to 2008, that's Haruhi Suzumiya. And then I think in 2013, they had a disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya movie as well. KyoAni stuff. Like, Suzumiya Haruhi was legendary, together with Lucky Star, for the Moe trend. Yes, Moe trend. Where before year 2006 and after year 2006, you'll see a big shift, a big change in anime character design. It was all because of Haruhi Suzumiya. Yeah, that set the standard or the style for modern anime character design today. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Seitokai ni mo ana wa aru. There is a hole in the student organization Tan Otori, 1/7 scale by Wing. 16,000 yen only, October release. Can you be more specific? What hole you're talking about? The one in front, the one behind, the one on my face over here, I mean my mouth. Which hole, man? Before you jump on this figure because you love delicious flat chest, let me remind you that this is a boy, this is a male, but if you swing both ways, then go ahead and pre-order it. Admittedly, I don't find his partially exposed chest to be kind of appealing, and I'm not sure why. I mean, if this was female character, man. Anyways, Wing. Solid B. B to B+, they are average, but their figures are fine at the same time. I think I have already reviewed one of the figures, right, from Azur Lane. I think I did, yeah. I'm not sure how to predict this figure because this is from seasonal anime that has not even aired yet. Great timing. I mean, by the time the figure comes out, I think the anime will have finished airing as well. If you release a figure 6 months after the anime finishes airing, then people would have forgotten about their favorite seasonal waifus or husbandos, and then they lost interest. People cancel their pre-orders, and then the value will bin very quickly. So it is smart to put a figure of a character where the anime has not aired yet on pre-order early. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Ranma Half, original work Akane Tendo. Okay, by Proof, wow, big discounts over there. 24k down to 21k. Okay. June release. Proof is really going for all these anime characters nowadays. They are taking a different path. Yeah. Traditional anime character, but Ranma Half had a remake recently, right? I did not watch it. Not a fan of the old classic style anime character design from the 1990s. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Okay, this is 1/7 scale Water Saint bonus edition by Siki Anim, a very new Chinese brand as well. 9,500 yen October release. Now this is fine. I don't mind having this one. And the standard version without a wall scroll will be 8,000 yen. I wanted to say generic character design, but she doesn't look too bad at the same time, and the base is kind of unique for a figure this cheap, right? As usual, you need melons that are partially exposed in order to sell a figure. Moving on to the next one here. This is a re-release by Kotobukiya, 1/7 scale, My Little Pony Rainbow Dash Bishoujo. Okay, 16k July release for those of you Bishoujo figure lovers or My Little Pony lovers, right? Last week we had a Little Pony figure on re-release as well. This week another one. I think we'll see more in the coming weeks. I believe that Kotobukiya intends to re-release every single figure. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, now we are moving into low budget scale figure territory, finally. Okay, Apex Toys has a 1/8 scale Lime Pie series Zenless Zone Zero Ellen Joe. Why not a proper scale? Why a Lime Pie figure of her? It is weird, but I'll take it. Right? Okay, 6,000 yen only, September release. Okay, what you need to know about Lime Pie, it is a very new product line that was just announced like last year, and they are all low budget scale figures meant to go against the likes of Pop-Up Raid or Furio Tanital. Yeah, though they are a bit bigger, they are 1/8 scale. So a lot of figure brands are taking this approach now, and I'm very happy for it because it means more affordable figures for everyone who are just getting into this hobby, right? So this one comes as highly recommended. I mean, it is Zenless Zone Zero after all. Okay, moving on to the next one. Tenitol Tall, Kurumi Tokisaki from Dead Alive 5, 9,500 yen. So Tenitol Tall is a little bit like Pop-Up Raid L, yeah. Bigger budget figure, and this is a good looking one. Dead Alive collectors, they never seem to have enough Kurumi figures, don't they? That's why companies keep making them. Okay, the second Dead Alive Tenitol Tall figure over here. Mio Takamiya, a very odd choice, don't you think? Why not Yatogami Toka? Why not, what's that lolly's name again? Yeah, the one with a hoodie. Anyways, why not those two characters? Why Mio Takamiya? I don't really understand why, but at the same time, I don't know too much about Dead Alive, so who am I to comment, right? The thing with Dead Alive is that I stopped at around season 3. I stopped watching. And I have forgotten everything about the show. If I were to continue today, I think I need to start over from season 1. That is the rough part. Okay, moving on to the next one. Hatsune Miku Sai version L. L size 8,000 yen, July release. Okay, at first glance, I thought this figure was quite underwhelming. Like, I feel like I'm looking at a price figure, to be honest. Yeah, a full view price figure or a Sega price figure. And then I took a closer look at her face. Her face is kind of nice actually, just that I'm not sure what to think about her dress over here. Like, I'm not a fan of the design. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Pop-Up Raid Shiranui Flare Hololive Production, 5,000 yen August release. I'm about to make a joke that will make Hololive fans angry, but this joke never grows old in my opinion. Let's hope she hasn't graduated or retired yet by the time the figure comes out. Yes, get it. See, the thing with Hololive is that a lot of their figures, even the pop-up rates, they go up in value after release. So if you like her, get it early. Yeah. Up next, pop-up rate Freeran Blowing Kiss version. 4,000 yen. Okay, this isn't something you should be pre-ordering early. This will be widely available after release, yeah. I mean, if you are going to go into depth over toys, over anime figures, then at least choose the right ones to pre-order, man. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Pop-up rate Greed from FMA Brotherhood, 5,000 yen. What the F? Good smile. What do you think? To me, this looks horrible, if I have to be honest over here. This is the worst figure this week. The worst looking figure. I feel like I'm looking at a price figure. Wow. Also, that day when I was visiting a local figure store near my hometown, actually, Toy Panic, where I bought my Freeran scale figure from, I have noticed that not all pop-up rate figures are of the same scale. Yeah, they are non-scale, but then some pop-up rate figures, they are smaller, some they are bigger. I just noticed the other day when I was comparing two different figures side by side, and then the FGO characters are way smaller. Like Scarhawk was so small, Lancer was so small. Yeah, I mean the Diode Lancer. And then there was some other characters from other games where the figure is smaller, and then when I compare it to the Hololive characters or to the Blue Archive characters, the figure appear a bit bigger. Like, what the heck? Is it because like the FGO, the license is more expensive, but they need to keep the same price, so they shrink the figure a little bit? It is so petty, man. How much money do they save from doing that? I'm not sure. But it feels petty to me. So this looks like one of those pop-up rate figures that could be smaller than usual. At least judging from the sculpt and the detail level on this thing. So I find it hard to recommend. Yeah. And the last figure on HLJ this week, oh my god, Kawaii Angel. Internet Yamero version. I mean, if this is the Yamero version, Yamete version, shouldn't her be lying on the floor with her legs? I know, my imagination is going wild, but anyway, Needy Streamer Overload, 4,000 yen plus, July release. I know this character, there are many figures of her already, so is this like the lolly version or something? Looks like it to me. Okay, moving on to the next one. Now we go into Ami for some exclusive items as well as figures that has not been listed yet on HLJ at the time of recording. This one, I love it so much. So we have Koi, a Chinese figure brand. They have like 2 figures out already. You can go to MFC and check out the pictures. As long as someone posts them, right? I'm not sure if anyone posted their figures. Tsundere Manager Komari, 1/6 scale for only 9,000 yen, almost. 2 faceplates, already hot. I mean, a JK with a really hot body, why not? I like this so much, but Ami exclusive. Screw it, I'll get it on Taobao later. Man. Alright, moving on to the next one. Also Koi, and also Ami exclusive. Sakura Chaperina Philosis Chinese dress version. 1/6 scale, also almost 9,000 yen, releasing in July. Okay, this is a pretty figure, but you know, generic Chinese dress figure. Dime a dozen nowadays, so many of them. So I'm not too keen in this one. I like that. Yeah, I like this one a lot more, man. This one is just okay, but still very pretty. Okay, moving on to the next one. At the time of recording, not yet on HLJ. A bit weird, but at the same time, this is Kadokawa we are talking about. Kadokawa figures always appear late on HLJ for some reason. We have a low budget figure of Asuna from Suck S Online. 7,000 yen, September 2025 release. Okay, here's a little bit of history on why I love to insult Sword Art Online. Because I don't like the fact that Sword Art Online people like to trash talk about Shangri-La Frontier. Yeah, so it is an ongoing anime. We are now like 40 episodes in. And SAO fans be hating on Shangri-La Frontier, saying that it is not as exciting, there is no meaning in it because the stakes are not very high. It is not a life and death situation. Unlike SAO, where if you die in the game, you die in real life. In Shangri-La Frontier, it is just a bunch of people having fun playing games. And my question is, what is wrong with having fun playing games casually? Right? Not every game, not every match needs to be competitive. Not everything needs to have a ranking. So what is wrong with playing games for fun? And the second thing is that SAO is more of an like, it is like partially isekai in a way because they are stuck in the game forever for years. Meanwhile, Shangri-La Frontier is more like a gaming anime. It is not an isekai anime. There's difference, right? So people are not supposed to die for real when playing games, right? The stakes are a little bit different, and they were able to recreate actual MMORPG gaming experience in the anime so well. So I like Shangri-La Frontier a lot, and I don't see it as something comparable to SAO, but people like to compare these two. It is not like I hate SAO as an anime, you know? I don't hate the characters, I don't hate the anime. I hate the fans of SAO. Yeah. If that makes any sense. Okay, so I've gotten off track a bit. Now back to this figure over here. So why is the Kadokawa scale figure so cheap? 1/7 scale. This could be the first time I'm seeing a 1/7 by Kadokawa being so lowly priced. My suspicion over here, this is not a Kadokawa scale figure. This is an Animaster scale figure. So am I correct? Let me know in the comments below. They put Kadokawa over here because, well, they are the license holder. But this figure is manufactured by Animaster, I'm quite certain by now. Because this is not the first time Animaster has done a licensed anime figure at a low budget only to put Kadokawa or some other brand's name on. So this has to be an Animaster figure. Still, worth it, right? I'm not a fan of the Asuna blue hair version, as I call it, blue hair version, ALO version, right? Not a fan of this version, but if it was the normal, brown hair, then I would consider it actually. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Okay, this figure was pushed up to the front page of Army. This went on pre-order like last month. Black Lagoon Roberta. Yeah, go and get it if you like her. This is an amazing figure, so I won't go into the details again. The next one over here, this was also pushed up the front page. I'm a bit surprised because this is supposed to be a very high demand figure. The best looking Ayanami race scale figure out there, unsurprisingly by Alter. So to see this one still available and they are still taking pre-orders for it, I'm a little bit surprised. Or maybe they are opening extra slots because Alter will be making more. That is also possible. This is coming out in November. Yes, get it if you are a big Eva fan. Moving on to the next one. Okay. Oh, this is my Sakurajima. I couldn't recognize her. By Kadokawa KD Call, 32,000 yen. Oof. This is not worth 32,000 yen, man. Not worth at all. Go and get the one by Eastream earlier, by Cyber Agents earlier. That blue dress, that was pretty. This is not worth 32,000 yen. What happened to you guys, Kadokawa? I see. She is wearing traditional wedding dress, right? Traditional Japanese wedding dress. So, in short, they want to make the fans feel they are marrying their waifu, like my New Jersey figure. So, they price it high. Okay, not worth it. Moving on to the next one. Okay. See, me not reading the title fully again. So the reason that was 32,000 yen was because of the special set. Yes, of course. I forgot that this is a thing with Kadokawa. So the special set is rubber mat. Come on. 32,000 yen versus 27k. Almost 5,000 yen for a rubber mat. No. Even at 27,000 yen, this already feels really expensive. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, low budget figure, Tenitol. This is not yet on HLJ, just a matter of time, I think. Tenitol Hatsune Miku GT Racing 2024. Tropical version. Okay, 8,800 yen before discounts. This is very nice. I like this Miku. Cheap, colorful, and cheerful looking. And the tan skin looks really nice over here. Blends in really well. Yeah, go for it. Okay, and moving on to the next one. What do we have here? Okay, now we are moving into adult territory in Ami's section. First one here, Phrase by Nekopara. I forgot she even existed. 44,000 yen by Binding, July 2025 release. Okay, the reason why this figure is in adult section is because you can fully undress her and you get all the important parts included for your full pleasure. Yeah, okay, not my kind of thing. Looks very generic. In fact, this almost looks like a Dolphy to me. But that could only be a good thing, right? Because Dolphys, BJDs, they are expensive stuff. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Okay, Snow Bunny illustrated by Matago, Deluxe Edition. 2 figures by Party Look at 1/6 scale for 55,000 yen. So the same exact figure, both are customable. Just in different color, will you get both? To me, it seems excessive when both figures are actually exactly the same and the only difference is the color. If we are talking about normal elf and dark elf, that is different story. But this is like exactly the same character wearing a different color outfit. That is a lot of money buying double of the same figure. Party Look is fine, right? It is actually a Chinese figure brand. So Party Look is like the international version where you get all the ecchi parts, the Hadaka parts. And then over in China, they go by a different brand name, Otherware, which is cheaper and they don't get those ecchi parts because, yeah, their country no longer allows it. Moving on to the next one, Love Kakao original character, Moon Dragon. Wow, by Unbound, never heard of them. First time I'm seeing this brand. 19,500 yen, March 2026 release. Reminds me of the Echocalypse character a bit. Yeah, there are some similarities with the character design. I'm not a fan of the face, to be honest. If I don't select the face, the rest is history, right? Okay, moving on to the next one. This is Smoking Hot. I think it has to be the sculpting of her waist region again that appeals to me so much. This is hot, man. Ryosai-chan illustrated by Mappa Ninata. 1/4.5, very specific. Deluxe edition by Party Look. 41,600 yen. Yeah, Party Looks edgy figures are amazing actually. You should consider it if you like the character design. And there is a slightly cheaper version at 39,500 yen where you lose a wall scroll. Yeah, just an additional wall scroll. I should stop looking at this picture before I get poisoned even further. Moving on to the next one. Okay, last figure for scale figures in the genuine section in Ami, Hakoiri Musume, Elf Maid-san no Gohoshi Rhyme. May 2025 release. Wait, Hakoiri Musume, was this figure in the adult section or did I arrange it wrongly? Hakoiri Musume is not an adult figure company. I don't think so. But that face over there is a win. I love the face expression. Okay, this, and then yeah, cheaper version, almost 21,000 yen at 1/6 scale, great value. I remember Hakoiri Musume best for the what was the name again? That rents a girlfriend figure with a diorama base. Such a popular character, and I can't recall her name because of a brain fart moment over here. But anyways, yeah, we have, I think, Chizuru, right? Yes, Chizuru in lingerie, and then she's surrounded by this like bathroom diorama for around 26,000 yen. That was incredible. Not a detailed figure, but considering what you were getting, that was a great price. So Hakoiri Musume's figures, they tend to lean towards value offering. Not too cheap, but good values. So you might want to consider it if you like the character design. Now, our last top Nin game for Beautiful and Insight figures. This week we have 5 of them. The first one is Big Opie and Twin Tails of Sophia. What a lazy way of naming a figure. But anyway, 20k at 1/6 scale. There's no 1/4, I think. Yeah, I couldn't find a link, or maybe they haven't posted it yet. Not my kind of thing. Those are so huge. The second one here, the exact opposite. In a hole. Otherwise known as In a Hole. Chibi Fox Girl, 20k at 1/6 scale or 1/4 scale at 30k. And then the last one over here, Playful Elf Miriel Ponytail version 1/6 scale, 20k at 1/6 and 1/4 30k. Yeah. Petan Elf, Lolly Elf. Pre-order these figures at your own risk. Yeah. Alright, that is all for our genuine figure section, which was very long. Thankfully, the third-party resin figure section isn't as much for this week. Mainly because, you know, Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, it is coming very soon, in a week's time. Less than a week, actually. So, yeah. A lot of Chinese resin figure companies, they were already winding down, or they are already on holiday. In fact, their staffs are on leave, so you won't see much new stuff in January itself. If you have a pre-order that was supposed to be released in December or January, then do expect at least 1 month of delay. It is perfectly normal, right? Okay, now we shall take a look at the resin figures this week, and I have selected the female characters as usual. Starting off with Anya, we only have 2 this week. Both are kind of like Chinese New Year themed in a way, yet at the same time it isn't. This is technically not CNY, but it looks like one to me. Cosplayed Lotus Prince Neja must be some Chinese MMORPG game, I think. Because it is so red, I just assumed it is a Lunar New Year figure. Okay, pink hair and black hair. Well, I literally know nothing about this character over here. Come on, the pictures are not switching. Anyways, there we go. Black hair. I still think pink color looks better simply because, you know, that black hair is so black that it is like clashing with the rest of the figure in terms of the color scheme. It doesn't fit in very well. Yeah, this one blends in more in a more harmonious way. Okay, and what is up with ZH Studio using Popuko as their company logo? What the heck? Design your own. Yeah, design your own mascot, man. Moving on to the next one, Wawa Studio. Also Neja, the same character. It has to be the same company at this point, like a branch of the same company. Last week, they put 2 Anya figures of the same character on pre-order as well, and it is the same company all over. $97, September 2025 release. Yeah, I know nothing about this character Anya is cosplaying over here. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this is Abilu. Okay, Abilu is actually the PVC figure division of ACY Studio, which is known for their 1x4 scale resin figures, though they occasionally make 1x6 as well. So being a licensed PVC figure, this is bound to go on pre-order in Army and HLJ in the coming week or two. But I'm covering it early because, yeah, I just wanted to share some info about Abilo in case you did not know about them. Okay, this is Iris competitive swimwear version, $98 at 1x4 scale. Yeah, now I remember Abilo, they do low budget, not that low budget, but still low budget, 1x4 scale PVC figures for around 16,000 yen. I think 16k, 18k, not more than 20,000 yen in short. So $98 is close. Yeah. You can choose to get it over here, or you can wait for HLJ or Army, up to you really. And the character design is kind of nice. Like, I'm normally not a big fan of very meaty characters, anime characters with huge opai, but this looks nice enough. We'll see. I don't think I'll pre-order it early. Maybe it might end up as an impulsive purchase one day after release. Who knows? Okay, moving on to the next one. This is an update from last week. GN Studios, Marin Kitagawa. I was telling them to give us an anime face, not just the realistic one. So there is some good news over here. The bad news over here is the white color version on the sofa that is realistic face only. The good news is the black bunny version has a very nice anime face and I like this face a lot. So they are onto something over here. Maybe you can get either one. You don't have to get both. Yeah, in case you like what you're looking at over here. Okay, does Marin Kitagawa has a licensed 1x4 scale figure? Not yet, right? Not even Freeing has made one yet. Interesting. Okay, the next one here, also an update from last week. This Medusa figure from Fights Break Firmament by PJ Studio. Licensed figure, by the way. I predicted $250 to $300 and I was so wrong. This is only $143. Is this PVC? I mean, a figure of this level of detail in resin, it kind of feels implausible, not at 1x6 scale. This could be PVC figure. And if PJ Studio is making PVC figures now, man, they are onto something. Like, I think they should really offer the very same figures they make in resin, a PVC version. They should do that. Unless for those that are very heavy and they need a heavy base or a more rigid material that they couldn't make them in PVC, that is understandable. But I think at least for their 1x6 scales or their simpler figures that are not too heavy, not too complicated, they should offer a PVC version. I'm not sure this is resin or PVC now because the materials are not mentioned over here. Oh, it is. There we go. Product material PVC ABS metal chain. Wow. PJ Studio makes PVC figure now. This is new to me. I did not know. Okay, moving on to the next one. PA Create Studio, the first descendant. Ultimate Bunny, I think. Okay, so this is a 1x4 scale, $435 for 1x4. It's not bad at all. And yeah, this is like a mix of cyberpunk and science fiction and whatnot. I have been talking for at least 90 minutes over here. I'm starting to feel a little bit exhausted, right? Okay, this is amazing. I love this a lot. Like, Freeing, can you guys make something like this instead of just bunny outfits? I don't think they will because it would cost like 60,000 yen. Okay, this is very nice, coming out in June 2025. This is coming out in June, 5 months away, very soon. Interesting. Moving on to the next one, Longshan Jinshu Studio Original 1x6 scale Olita Little Zombie Lolita. You know what? Her face looks so scary. Like, it almost looks possessed over here, which means they did a good job, I suppose, because this is supposed to be a zombie to begin with. The Jiangshi, Chinese hopping zombie. $191 for the luxury edition. And this being an action figure with cloth outfit, it means more parts, more accessories in the box. When you buy action figures, I always go for the luxury, the DX version, whatever it is called. Buy the more expensive version, right? $191 for a 1x6 scale action figure sounds about right. Yeah. Licensed character, original character. Next one, we have another original character by I8 Toys. Do you know what? This brand I8 Toys is actually in MFC's database, by the way. Yeah. Original The Shadow of Your Heart 1/6 scale. Just an original character. Yeah. There are several variants over here, but each of them is only $70, which isn't bad. Like if you collect 1/6 scale Hot Toys, action figures, those Marvel DC stuff, and you want your Iron Man to have a girlfriend of some kind. You just want to add some random characters alongside other displays, then this is nice for only $70. Yeah. Okay, let's go through some pictures. Oh, several character designs I see. I have Twin Tail, I have this one over here. So it is like, yeah, there are several configurations over here. Yeah, several versions for you to choose. I'll take Twin Tail. This isn't bad either. I like her hairstyle. Okay, moving on to the next one, We Art Doing Studio. They are famous for their original concept art figures where they convert food into a figure and then they'll add some kind of human character in it, fairies in it, right? So this time around, we have sausage, egg, and banana ice cream. Their stuff are not cheap, by the way. So this sausage, egg, yeah, the one you're seeing on screen, yep, $179 for this thing. Not cheap. And it is not a very big figure to begin with. And then there is banana ice cream. Yeah, for the same price. I think people who collect this series of figures, they'll perhaps want everything. Yeah. Moving on to the next one over here, Homura Studio. Okay, I'm not too sure if this is like a licensed PVC figure brand, a new brand, because at first glance, I feel like I'm looking at a PVC figure, the kind that is made by Native, Charm, and so on. It feels that way to me. And this being a licensed figure, let me have a look at the materials. Oh, this is a resin figure. Okay, it is a resin figure. Licensed original character Yura by Teddy Pocky, the artist. $230 at 1/6 scale. Obviously, etchy figure. So, yeah, that is all I can show on screen. I actually like the art. At the same time, I also kind of wish that they made a PVC figure of this one. Yeah, some Japanese PVC figure company, be it Rocket Boy or anyone else. This one should be made into a PVC. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Big MILF. Yeah, Lawang Studio, they make figures like this. They have made many. Unfortunately, this time around, I don't think they are offering all those edgy parts anymore because they can't sell those in China nowadays. So this is all you get. This picture over here for $228. A bit of a shame, I know. But I think the pricing is very reasonable considering how big this figure is, literally. Yeah, not my kind of thing. Nope. Okay, moving on to the next one. Candy House Studio has an original mechanical girl butterfly shadow. Doesn't look very good in my opinion. This feels like a bootleg version of Firefly in a way. Yeah, the one from Honkai Star Rail. Similar concept, you know, Honkai Star Firefly, they have this version where she wears almost no clothes. It feels very similar. I wonder if it is inspired by the same character. But everything else, it feels like very plain, very simple. And the face isn't that great to begin with. 226. I would save that for something else, I think. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Homura Studio again. VTuber Akuma Miko. Which means this is a licensed figure, right? Because just now that Homura Studio Echi figure is also licensed. Is this licensed? Should be. I don't think they can get away with... Well, who knows? There are third-party HoloLive figures out there. It is not specifically mentioned over here, but anyways, I'm going to assume it is unlicensed third-party. $340, December 2025 release. Yeah, given how much stuff you're getting, I think $340 is fair enough. Beautiful though. I have no idea who is this VTuber. And I wish that we have higher res pictures to see her face a little bit clearer, but looks promising. Moving on to the next one. Wow. So, Mohu Studio, did you guys find out a way to manufacture figures like this without getting caught? Or maybe they are not manufacturing in what? In China. Maybe their factories are in Hong Kong or Taiwan. That is possible. So yeah, there are still third-party edgy figures out there. The world is not ending yet. This is CL Fiat. So deluxe version is $263. Standard version without the edgy parts is $191. Why go for less, right? I mean, even though she is not very big up here, Sylphiette is a very attractive, slender character. I like it. Just that, the standard version of her where she is dressed up like a male because she was under a disguise and she is wearing those black glasses. Yeah, it doesn't feel right to me. I would like this. I'd like to have this, man. Okay, moving on to the next one, FGO. So we did not have any FGO figures this week on the licensed side, despite such a busy week. At least the third parties gave us something. Tofo Figure Studio has been making a lot of FGO, Uma Musume as well, resin figures, and they have been doing a very good job so far. Can find the pictures online actually, user pictures. So to see Baoban Sif getting a resin figure, a very attractive one. I like it. I like it a lot. So regular version is $200 and bonus version $230. And then you get to choose between black and white outfit. Yes. Yeah, there we go. White color version. For this specific character, it is hard because she has pink hair and pink color goes really well with either black or white. They both look good. Yeah. So this is a tough choice in my opinion. Given that this is a nurse outfit, I think white color feels more like a natural choice, right? Yeah. So I'm leaning towards white a little bit more over here. But both of them look great. And her face is really pretty. Moving on to the next one, the only Genshin Impact resin figure this week. Fallen Dream Studio has a figure of Mavuika. Okay, this one actually starts from $344 for version A, and then depending on the combination and extra parts can go all the way up to $646. Wow! Damn! If I did not zoom in, I wouldn't know that this figure looks this amazing. Wow! I was about to write off this figure. Nothing special, just an okay looking figure. Nope. Wow, this is incredible. Okay, let me see what version B. Oh, there are some slight differences in the base, I think, and the flame effect parts. It's hard to tell from these pictures, man. Very hard to tell. Yes, the flames are different. Okay, version C, see, the flames are actually translucent in a way. This is all down to personal preferences at this point. Yeah, this looks a bit more... This looks nicer, I think. Of course, $393, the price keeps going up. The better version you want, right? Then the price will keep going up. Version D, version E... Anyways, just pick your favorite version. I don't think you need to get both for $600+, right? Nope, you're not getting any edgy parts over here. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. From LGY Studio, we have Honkai Star Rail the Herta. This is an early bird pre-order. We don't have a price or release date yet. So hopefully I can share with you guys some updates next week. Very pretty. Oh, this is really good. Finally, we have had some Honkai Star Rail third parties again after being absent for so many weeks. This is stunning, man. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Oh, this was one of my most popular posts among third parties in the recent week. You guys are really, man. You love the lolly so much, don't you? Very cheap, $78 only. You can't undress her, but at this price, not complaining. So, Ryuge Kisaki from Blue Archive, $78 at 1/6 scale. Doing the big stretch, and you get to see all the lolly pantsu every day. So my recommendation for this figure is to put her next to your bed so that the first thing you wake up in the morning is, yeah, a beautiful view. I'm tempted to get one just because she is so cheap. I'm tempted to pre-order it. I haven't done so yet. Moving on to the next one, we have another Blue Archive figure, Plana. Okay, this one is cast offable, by the way. Yeah, I can't put the pictures on screen, but all you need to know is she is cast offable, and including those parts, $172 only. You can buy her unpainted for $120 if you want to paint your own figures, but for everyone else, yeah, get the complete version, $172 only. And her face is amazing. Her face is really pretty, man. Very nice face. No complaints over here. Okay, moving on to the next one. The last two figures are from Azur Lane. Musashi from Ship Girl Studio. I think last week we had one figure from Ship Girl Studio as well. $210 including a foxtail. Yep, this one. Always get a figure with a foxtail. It is so dumb to get it without one, right? You're saving like 20 or $25, not worth it. Get the full package. Coming out in September 2025. And her face looks great. No complaints over here. Very nice. Okay, and the last figure for today is kind of not safe for work. Yeah, so I can't show much. Can get this figure of Serious Bunny Girl by Yams Collector Studio. Actually, each of them go for around $240. Yeah, $245. Black or white version. And she is enjoying that carrot in such a sus way. I still like the Musashi earlier quite a bit more, but my favorite third party this week, should I be a degenerate and nominate that cheap Ryuge Kisaki figure earlier? No, right? It has to be that Genshin Impact Mavuika figure being the best looking one this week. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you get? Let me know down in the comments below. And once again, please do join Yax Krogane Studios Discord server, where the link is in the description below. Until then, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give this video a like. Subscribe to this channel for content like this every week. And until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.